set, where them hands, where them holes, where them throws, you know what I'm saying?
How Taekwondo tenants got me a job. Normally, I don't like to talk about things that have to do with work, but since this was many employers ago, I don't think there should be too much of a problem. And I'm not trying to do this to try to act like I'm on some kind of holier than thou thing. This honestly was me applying to tenants, and I had no idea that it was going to pay off. So I guess we just consider this a word to the wise. I used to work at this place, and what happened is whenever I would go out in the hallway, there was this guy who would be rushing really fast, just walking real fast, and he wouldn't look where he was going, and he bumped into me. He bumped into me like 3, 4, 5 times until after a while, I started sidestepping him and just, you know, the first time he bumped into me, he hit me so hard. If I didn't know any martial arts training, I swear I would have been knocked flat on my back, and he just didn't see me at all. Now, part of that was my fault because when I was getting ready to come around a corner, I can sense energy, right? I sensed that there was energy around the corner. But because when I looked, I didn't see anybody else reacting to anything, but I sensed that there was some kind of like energy coming towards you that you need to avoid. I'm just being ridiculous. So I ignored my own instincts. Sometimes I'll see a little thing in the distance before, like I could bump into someone or before something happens. I ignored it, tried to use rational brain over spiritual gift, and that's how I got collided into. I should have paid attention to it. So when he collided into me, I iron bodied it a little bit, like went to June B a little bit, and I said, excuse me, and just made a joke. Every time this guy would collide into me or be about to collide into me, I just used courtesy. And eventually actually fell into the judo Tai Sabaki turning movements to kind of get out of the way. And after a while, this guy would bump into me, he said he was sorry, and I was just really polite and just used courtesy. I used courtesy and self-control to defuse the situation. A lot of people, if somebody bumps into them, they get angry. They don't use courtesy and self-control. And keep in mind, I had no idea who this guy was. I really didn't think I'd ever see him again outside of bumping into him in the hallway. Well, guess what? I ended up losing that job. But I went on another job interview, same client, different company. Guess who's in the job interview? It's the guy who used to bump into me all the time. Sitting across from me, looking at my resume, evaluating me. I was like, oh, man. I was like, what? Hey. He's like, oh, yeah, you guys used to bump into all the time. Well, I can tell you're a team player, he laughed. And we just talked, and I was qualified, and he felt like I could be a good fit. And he ended up being one of the absolute best supervisors I have ever had. One of the best supervisors I ever had. In fact, when I first started teaching my own class on my own without a net, I tried to model how I interacted with the students off of him. Because he was an extremely good leader. He was really, really good at he's just a master at de-escalation and encouraging people and all kinds of stuff. All those soft skills that you need in any type of a leader, he had them. And he eventually passed away, so I really should put him in Heaven's Dojo. I might put this on that list too. At his funeral, people were saying stuff like, oh, yeah, you guys that work for him, you know how good of a leader he was. But he's been like that. He was like that at 17. So it's like he was just born to lead, born to know how to talk to people. But, nobody's perfect. I guess the only thing you could say he had a flaw is when he got his mind set on something, he was in that zone and the guy bumped into him. And it was a really good thing that I had courtesy, right? It was a good thing I had courtesy and self-control, because I'm telling you, there was no way I could have foreseen that somebody I could have had a conflict with, I would end up reporting to. And not only would I end up reporting to him, I would end up learning a lot of soft skills from that guy. So, if I put this on Heaven's Dojo, I will put his name in the title. But I'm just saying, just for the sake of privacy, because he's not a public figure or anything like that. My gut's just telling me not to name drop in this one. So I'm going to trust my gut. And, martial artists out there, I'm just saying, we talk a lot about these tenets of Taekwondo: courtesy, integrity, perseverance, self-control, and downable spirit. We talk about in judo, mutual welfare and benefit, maximum efficiency, minimum effort. They sound like nice slogans and platitudes, and they are nice slogans and platitudes. And do I get them right all the time? Of course not. But you need to apply them when you can, because you never know. You never know when it might come back to your benefit, and when being courteous and have self-control could help your wallet and help your career. Thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please share with people like to talk about the martial arts in peace. And as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. And one more thing. If you want to talk about physical techniques too, like I said, being able to Junbi and absorb things so that if somebody bumped into me, it doesn't literally hurt or physically hurt, and I'm used to taking impact from falls too. That helps gentle you out too, so that if there's some kind of physical jarring, let me thump myself, some kind of thumping, something like that, you're used to it. So I think because I'm used to it, I don't have the same knee-jerk gut reaction as someone who's not. And of course, if you just need to move out the way, sometimes judo's sugiyashi kind of helps with that, doesn't it? Anyway, peace. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Praises to our Father. Praises to our Father. Praises to our Father. Praises to our Father.
Up in heaven with the name above others, from the thugs, the corny brothers, from the wives to single mothers.